I'm Catherine with Funded Sports Trader. We have Danny here, one of our newest winners. Congratulations.
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. We're going to interview today and just find out a little bit about your betting habits and kind of your background. I want to start off with actually asking you, how did you get into sports betting? What is your background?
I got into sports late in life. During like high school, I was like finally interested in sports, and then like sports like took over my life. Like I watched every sport you can think of, and then a few years later, and after college, well, I didn't go to college, but I tried college. I tried sports betting, and I loved it. And it was just like a hobby of mine, and it kind of expanded from there.
Okay, so what is your favorite sports or events to bet on?
Um, Football is probably my favorite because it's the most exciting in my opinion. But I like basketball. I'll dabble into some soccer now, even though I don't know too much about it. But I'll dabble into it because it's fun.
Yeah.
But I try to stick with that. I've actually dabbled in some hockey recently too.
Okay.
Like
Do
yeah,
you
but
do college football, NFL football, both?
um, I just do mostly NFL. I've done some college. That's been great to me. I stick to the NFL a little bit.
Okay. That's fair.
Yeah.
This weekend was crazy.
Yes. Yes. A
The-
lot of I don't know. It was yeah, it was crazy.
Hopefully, for our entertainment purposes, we have a better weekend this weekend because the games they
Yep.
were not good. They were not. Um, what is your general approach when betting? Do you have a specific strategy or a system you followed? Has it changed since you've come on board with, Funded Sports Trader?
um, I really like to bet on I like underdogs,
Okay.
and I try to wager on like underdogs a lot of it, and especially like the spread. Like I'm big into the spread, and I
Okay.
usually focus on that. And I like to like read statistics and like matchups. And strangely enough, I started watching interviews a few years back, and like before the game, if it's like a bigger game, and I like watch interviews and see how they feel, and I kind of like play off that a little bit. It's been helping me, strangely
Okay.
enough.
When you use the spread, do you use just what Vegas gives, or do you do like alt spreads and stuff like that?
No, I usually go with like what Vegas gives. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Um, how do you manage your bankroll and handle risk in sports betting? And again, have like we helped with that.
Yeah, I mean, with the fun of sports shit, I definitely got to think about like not losing too much because like I want to win, of course. So
Yeah.
like, it did help me because I was more conscious of like how much units I was betting, and it made me think about it a lot more. I feel like it made me more of a more conscious better, and like not just doing it for the hell of it, but just doing it for like a goal in mind, which really helped me do well.
Yeah, that's awesome. It sounds like we helped you be both you and the last person I interviewed to a little less reckless when
Yeah,
betting.
I feel like a professional, like better now. Everyone's
Yeah.
it's a more like a focus on it, I guess.
Hmm. Okay. How have we helped your sports betting journey, if we have at all?
Like I said before, like I feel like more of a professional sports bettor because like I put a lot more thought into it, and I'm more calculated with what I'm doing. And it made
Mhm.
me realize that before I was just doing things because, oh, why not? But now I'm like, I have to be more calculated with it. And it makes me it's showing me that like I do have what it takes to do this and I'm doing really well. And just like to stick to like what's, I think, like higher chance is going to happen, not just like a throw a wild card in there.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes passion bets get you.
Yeah.
I'm guilty of those sometimes.
Absolutely.
Um, why did you choose our platform over others?
I thought it was really cool of the idea of like getting funded all this extra money like to sports bet with, and you potentially could make a lot more. And I love like the challenge aspect of it, and it just attracted to me, and I tried it, and it worked out. It was actually a lot of fun. This I've been sports betting for many years, and this is probably the funnest I've ever had. and probably the most money I've ever made at the same time. So it's like a win-win in my book.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm so happy we can like provide that
Yeah.
for you. That's great. Um, what role, well, you told us a little bit about this, but what role does discipline play in the success of a sports bettor, and how do you maintain it?
I never realized how much discipline is so big, but discipline's huge. Um, you have to like really think about what you're betting and then like prioritize because like, let's say you might like five things and you just got to think about like which one's most probable of happening and then you like just like really think about it. Don't just like go with your heart, but like not crazy too much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You have to like be more disciplined overall. And it
Yeah.
just like you never really think about it until like you really have to be disciplined and it realizes it makes you so much better.
Yeah. What advice would you give an aspiring sports bettor in terms of like developing the right mindset when it comes to betting?
Um, a lot of it is if like you do follow sports and you do know it, like stick like know that be confident in your bets and know why you're confident in it. Just don't be confident because you just think it's gonna happen. Find something to like make you believe that's gonna happen. If that makes sense. So like find an analytic that you think is good and benefit you. Also, then have like a little bit of like what you think's gonna happen in there. Like mix it both. Don't just do one or the other. Try to put it together, and I think it's gonna really help you.
Yeah. I followed I need some advice because I followed some stats this weekend and
Yes.
they did not work out. The rookie QB thing did not work out. Dallas's record at home did not work out.
Yeah, not
I guess
always,
you,
but
you have to follow the feeling sometimes too. It was a bad weekend. What is your perspective on responsible betting? Obviously, we want to make sure that everybody that's on the
yeah.
platform is responsible. Do you have any tips to avoid problematic betting habits?
Yeah, usually when I have like I would say a bad loss or something that I really felt strong about and it went the opposite way, I would like give myself a little time to like go back. Like I'll take a day off betting and because sometimes when you have a bad loss, you want to get back on the horse and you want to like prove that you know what you're doing and then that could spiral a little bit. So I would just like give yourself some time after a bad loss and then just kind of find out like why. Sometimes things just like last weekend. Some things sometimes it just happens.
Yeah,
Other times it's maybe you saw something you should have saw and when you were betting. So just give yourself a little time after a bad bet.
that's good advice. And then finally, the last question I have for you is what advice would you give individuals that want to pursue a career in sports betting or how to improve their betting skills?
Yeah, I mean, I never thought that I would be like join the challenge like this and actually win because I always thought I just did it as a hobby, but like you really can do it. It's really like if you really put the time in and dedication and you just follow it and you have some practice, you can really make some money off of it and just be confident in yourself. That's pretty much it. Just have some confidence. You can do it. I mean, if I was able to do it, I dropped out of college three times. I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but I mean, I was able to do it. Most people can definitely do
You're funny. I love your
it.
enthusiasm. You make me want to try it. Try the challenges.
Like I said,
All
I've never
right.
had so much fun.
You're I can tell it like it's vibrating off of you. That's amazing. Thank you so much for taking the time to do this interview. Thank you too for using our platform. I wish you continued success.
Yes.
And appreciate your time. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Danny.